Tianjin, autumn 1948. The city anxiously awaits the arrival of the People's Liberation Army. While many shops and stores are closed up in fear of an impending crisis, the Tianhua Jing Theater puts up posters advertising a new production of a Peking opera starring Wang Jinlu. The threat of war didn't dampen the enthusiasm of either performers or fans. In fact, this performance was to be counted among the pinnacles of Wang Jinlu's career. The Lian Huan Tao, or Chain of Rings, is one of the great challenges for actors specializing in martial arts. It requires skilled execution of complex moves. Many lesser performers were too intimidated to take it on. But Wang Jinlu's performance was to become legendary in the art and break all box office records at the Tianhua Jing Theater. Now 93, to Wang Jinlu, these former glories seem lost in a distant and forgotten past. What he remembers most clearly is the suffering he endured as a child while training in the opera troupe to acquire his skills. In 1931, the 12-year-old Wang began to study at the Chinese Opera School in a narrow street near Beijing's Drum Tower. In those days, the opera world still carried the stigma associated with an often insalubrious past. Wang's mother strongly opposed her son's choice of career.
他脑子里就受罪去了，我的孩子，我管不了了，我快死了，这个还有一个孩子也没地方受罪呢，还找受罪去了。不去上哪儿吃饭去？你去吧，这个茶杯就扔过去了，是这么个心理。
Students at the Chinese Opera School were trained for 8 years. The regime was very tough, and the students had to obey the school's rules religiously, while dreaming they might one day be stars. They were allowed home once a year, but their parents were allowed to visit them on Sundays.
还有的家长啊。 这个养过鸟，这鸟这个笼子不有布的吗？挡上，进来啊，这吃了它的，这样，一打开吃，这，他走时候呢，家长走了，他忘了罩上这布了，提出来说，那老师看，哎，没有鸟，哎，那个，你这鸟了啊？鸟啊！ 哪他吃了，是不是？就是挤兑的都这样。
Wang Jinlu was not as fortunate as his classmates. After his mother died, his father, though he had work as a chef, struggled to scrape by. It was his godfather, who worked as a junk collector, that came to visit him on Sundays.
咱给我买那点心就点心渣儿。 点心渣啊，比如现在就1毛钱呢，能买一包，这么大一包都是渣儿，剩渣子。哎，那我吃着也很好，比那窝头香的这点心渣儿，我一想起来， 拿点心渣当好的。哎，得了，你别问我这了，就是点心渣这个货，到今天我忘不了这点心渣。
Wang Jianlu was determined to become a star, whatever it took. He studied hard, day and night. Then one day, he got his break. An established star fell sick before a show, and Wang Jianlu volunteered to be his understudy.
我一出武戏，吉祥戏院，在东安市场。战马超，战马超呢，老师说了，今儿个要是唱好了，战马超唱好了，一人20个包子。那东安市场里有东来顺，在东安市场里挨着吉祥戏院，那包子那儿20个包子，唱好了，唱不好了就骂我们，一人20板子。
Wang Jianlu pulled it off. His performance earned him the recognition he had for so long sought. Soon his name was topping the bill with other leading performers of his day. In 1956, now aged 27, Wang Jianlu went to the Soviet Union as a member of a Chinese arts delegation. His performance was a sensation, but at the peak of his powers, disaster was lying in wait for him. In the autumn of 1959, Wang Jianlu went to the historic city of Qingtai in Hebei. He was to perform 7 heroes and 5 righteous men. The story requires a high tower to be built on the stage.
中小楼呢，它不实在高不能高了。那么中小楼在舞台上怎么表现呢？您这个剧场有这个天顶子有多高？它最好是有多高，它没有不够那高还不好看。这个搭上去，我们头一排啊，那个座跟这舞台这挨着的，你想这样看看，看不见。
Seven Heroes and 5 Righteous Men has several dramatic action scenes, and the tower scene is at its climax. It required Wang Jianlu to scramble to the top of the tower to steal some treasure, but he was caught and must jump from the tower to escape. He was supposed to land on a safety net that a stagehand would erect at the press of a button.
我不放心呢，这东西这个那么老高就摔死了。我老让我的徒弟唱武生的，到这会儿他把这扭扣去，他带着这个人，管这应该管这人，他带着他，你听着啊，八大仓，你拿这手，你说八大仓，他一个那他仓哦，八大仓，他一个手了。
The show reached its climax. Wang Jianlu raced to the top of the tower. Everybody knew this was a risky moment.
谁知道这位啊？感觉啊，你不能有人监管着他，不提醒他，他也忘了。
It turned out that Wang's student was ill. He trusted his job to a carpenter who was helping out backstage.
八大，他第20个了，我没防备他，折下去了。我这掉下去就这么一个窟窿，还是这么下去，跟鱼似的这么下去。这一插，连着鼻子在那个有木头帮啊，我成了猪八戒了。
Wang was in hospital for weeks before he could get back home to Beijing. The doctors had told him he could never perform again and that his spine was permanently damaged.
我那心情啊，我想寻死去自杀，我想冤得很。因为我这岁数，我说我这么晚了，我不干。要说我台上累死了，我都老说和当初谁才是累死的，那是个好小子。我这个有病瞧不好，那么我不干。我心里头，我是死我也得死个干净。我瞧到底好了好不了。
Wang Jinlu slowly recovered his equilibrium. He began to receive regular treatments at home. After 3 years, he could walk normally again. He spent the next 2 years going to the park, walking, jogging, and doing Tai Chi. He never gave up hope of getting back on stage.
打太极拳，有一叫海底针，有一下，这腰得下去这样下去。我就这样是，我就是说，你记住这个，到你扩带在哪儿啊？到这儿，你再练，咬牙呀，你就想什么？我得好了，我还要唱戏，我这岁数不对呀。
While his health was getting better, the environment for Peking opera was getting worse. When the Cultural Revolution started, traditional operas were denounced as outdated and traditional works were banned. Most performers found themselves out of work and barred from the stage. Wang Jinlu was jobless and penniless. However, he continued to practice what he had learned as a child. Even as he cooked in the kitchen, he would practice his moves.
现在我跟你说，那更干嘛了？那我想了，那是不让练呢。那么现在我这桌子我这前弓后箭，前弓后箭是切菜，这不能练了吗？哦。 这是练走道，拿着暖壶提着走圆场，走圆场是压住，台上那走，好看的。我就这样，我上街上去，走进去了，走出来。
Wang Jinlu endured a long penury. When he was conscripted to build air raid shelters, he witnessed how wretchedly the senior Peking opera stars and his former colleagues were all treated. But even as his hair started to gray, he was determined not to give up his dream of returning to the stage. In the nights, he would secretly practice his lines at home with his wife. Sometimes they'd lose track of time and stay up to daybreak. In 1976, Wang Jinlu was at a meeting in the Beijing Workers' Club when he heard that the central government had lifted the ban on traditional operas. He and other performers were encouraged to submit proposals for reviving some of the classics.
我挑化妆，他说啊，哦，就是疯了，疯了，告诉我，疯了！你有快20年了，10多年了，你连台你都没上过呢，你拿过来要唱这些？我说试试。
Wang Jinlu made his stage return at the Beijing People's Art Theater, one of the most prestigious houses in the city. Years after injury had forced him into premature retirement, he was back.
连什么李万春了，什么杜尚火台，他不相信我能演出啊！他一瞅我穿着这叫什么丝袜子，就穿那靴子，说：“你怎么穿这个？那布袜子的，包浆布呢？”我说：“我没弄过。” 那不行，谁看谁那只都兴那个波利斯的了。我说算了，这就让我如果躺下了，你来啊。
It was a full house for Wang Jinlu that night. However, his wife wasn't in the audience. Too nervous to watch him perform, she decided to stay at home. Wang Jinlu's return shocked the opera world. Many of his old colleagues were worried for him. Wang Jinlu's stage return was a huge success. In 1937, he had seen the star of the day, young Xiao Lo, performing the same piece as his swan song. Young was 59 at the time. 41 years later, Wang Jinlu made his return to the stage with the same opera, when he too was 59. Scenes like these from Wang Jinlu's performance in Tiao Hua Cha made him a living legend in Peking opera circles.
就这样吧。这要是家庭好一些，恐怕我想还不会这样，这还得退奔点儿的嘞。那时候逼的可以，这环境，哈哈，就是这么一个过来了吧。
Since retiring, Wang Jinlu has devoted himself to teaching. His only ambition now is to pass on whatever he can to the younger generation. Shang Chungrong made his stage debut as a 5-year-old. 67 years later, aged 72, he is still active on stage. What is the secret to his career's extraordinary longevity? Join us for the second episode of Peking Opera, Behind the Greasepaint. Shanghai, June 2012. 72-year-old veteran Peking opera star Shang Chungrong is in makeup, getting ready to take to the stage again. Although he officially retired several years ago, his preparation is as painstaking as ever. Shang Chungrong is chairman of the China Theater Association. For years, one of his signature roles has been lead in the incorruptible official Yu. First produced in 2002, the show has since been performed over 100 times across China.
"经常在回味和复习这个戏的时候，我眼圈总是红的，眼圈总是红的，难得是一个大写的人。"
The opera is based on the true story of Yu Chenglong, an official who served under the Emperor Kung Shi in the late 17th century. He was renowned for his scrupulous honesty and devotion to his duty, even at the risk of his own life.
那么多的台词，真记不住啊！到背词儿，我都是到办公室半夜里头，拿着录音机去背词儿，半夜里做梦也在背词儿。你不这样，我记不住啊！那时候也60过了，尚长荣应该化作于成龙。
Unlike traditional Peking opera, this piece has incorporated many elements of modern theater. Sheng Changrong was trained to perform in painted face roles, which requires the actor to wear certain patterns of makeup to represent the character's social status and inner nature. However, Sheng rejected the tradition for this part.
有人曾经问我：“您是哪派花脸？”我说：“我没派，我没派，我本照我学的，我本照自身的领悟的演唱表演方法，我进行我的艺术实践，就对了。”
The incorruptible official Yu has won almost every prize in Chinese theater. In many senses, this was the breakthrough role for Sheng.
有一句唱词嘛，人生路多坎坷，祸福不定，有苦涩，有酸楚，也有欢欣。我确实是这样。
Sheng Changrong spent most of his working career in Shaanxi. When he was 24, he was one of the young people sent down to live and work in the countryside.
都是山路。以前走，一天走的，一天路比这小路。
In 1964, the 24-year-old actor spent 6 months in the countryside as part of the political campaigns of that era. He has long wanted to revisit the village where he lived.
哎呀，这儿能修这么好，这个是巴山后，那不是秦岭啊？
对。今天看的还有点远。
The
Shaanxi Theater Association has helped to organize his return.
这横幅有点承受不了。 多年了
48年了。哎呀，
那时候辣椒还小姑娘呢。现在变化也大，
太大了。
那时候汽车根本上不来呀。作为一个演员，第一次到农村生活这么长时间，第一次亲身体会到中国农民的生活是个什么样，当时非常艰苦。
哎呀，你就在这个屋里住过，那个你看，
就是这个，
啊，就到这个屋里。
这个窗户外边就是小学校，
哎，
这样的窗户啊，打得开吗？打得开吗？这儿打不开了。
哦，他们怎么了？
到无保户家里去吃饭，真是艰苦啊！那时候我们交1斤粮票5毛钱，吃2顿饭。贫苦的农民兄弟，他们竭尽自己存的一点好粮食，尽量给城里来的人，能够让大家吃的稍微好一点，但是非常艰苦。
Zheng Chengrong was born in Beijing to a famous Peking opera family. His father was Sheng Xiaoyun, one of the stars of his day. When he was 19, Sheng followed his father to work at the Shangqi Peking opera troupe.
父亲的艺术风格对我的影响应该说是太深了，从小就跟着看戏，他的敬业精神太高了，所以直到我们现在，我连排戏不敢有一点懈怠。哪个演员在台上如果不认真，他绝对要发脾气的。
王爷，这些囚犯本不是都该死啊！王爷，您想想，这福建本是
Zheng Chengrong is meticulous in his art. Even for an opera that he has been appearing in for a decade, he insists on attending every rehearsal. Zheng Chengrong's teacher, Ho Shi-rei, was considered one of the best painted-face actors in the whole history of Peking opera. He taught Zheng Chengrong everything he knew.
他的那技艺那就甭说了，那架子花脸，是我们架子花脸的祖师爷呀。跟侯老学习之后，我才开始，我们叫开窍。才开始有悟性，我才知道架子花脸怎么样去演，怎么样去做戏，怎么样去念，怎么样去唱，怎么样去刻画人物。
In Shangxi, for nearly 30 years, Zheng Chengrong was an accomplished actor, but he was unhappy with his own performances, as well as the environment he was working in.
就在我20多岁，正血气方刚，正要卯足了干的时候，整整耽误了10年。乌云散尽，已经是30多快40的人了，那时拼着也要干，可是掣肘的局面太多。
Zheng Chengrong does not dwell on the glories of his family history or his sufferings during the times of political turbulence. He just looks forward to a modernized and creative Peking opera.
只要有好的题材，只要有合适的传统剧目，如何改编，想做事情。
In 1988, Sheng Chungrong made a major life decision. He quit Xi'an, his base for nearly 30 years, and moved to Shanghai. As he boarded the train from Xi'an to Shanghai, the 48-year-old had with him a tape of Beethoven's Fifth Symphony.
当时好像有那么一股子劲儿来，至于什么劲儿我也弄不清，就是要做事情，就是要闯，所以我才听着命运去的。贝多芬，听着没有？梆梆梆梆。
Sheng Chungrong went to Shanghai as a jobbing actor. For years, he had been looking for a story that would inspire him, and now he believed he had finally found it.
87年元月份，中国剧协的剧本月刊发表了由湖南岳阳陈雅仙发表了一个曹操与杨修的剧本。我一看呐，这个曹丞相啊，并非完全是罗贯中先生笔下的曹公。这个既有他雄才伟略的一面，又有他内心的卑微的一面，写得蛮深的。
Sheng Chungrong won awards for his performances in Farewell, My Concubine and The Reconciliation. However, what he really wanted was new operas, not prizes. When in 1988 he took the script for Cao Cao and Young Shu to Shanghai, the Shanghai Peking Opera Troupe decided to put it on straight away.
传统戏，捉放曹、逍遥经、曹操酒色之徒，杀人不眨眼，哎，这个阴狠奸诈蠢，未免委屈了。曹操与杨修当中的曹丞相，着重刻画了人性，有伟大，有卑微，有不可逾越的历史时期的权谋人士的那个门槛，所以演起来很有眼头。
In his performance, Sheng Chungrong combined powerful vocals with martial arts to depict the complexity of Cao Cao's character. The rehearsals had started in the summer of 1988. The plot revolves around the relationship between the two men. Cao Cao is impressed by Young Shu's talent and trusts him with key responsibilities. However, he also feels threatened by his intelligence and is offended by Young Shu's arrogance. This conflict ends in tragedy as Cao Cao murders Young Shu and then spends the rest of his life haunted by regret. On December 13th, 1988, Cao Cao and Young Shu opened in Tianjin, the city renowned for having the most discriminating opera fans in the country.
天津的观众很挑剔呀，很懂戏呀，他不认可的，他看着不顺眼的，那毫不客气啊。我们也很忐忑。曹阳的这个演法、排法，他不是群会借东风啊。步子，觉得步子也是不小啊，不小，看看能不能认可。
大敌当前，堪有扰我军心者，以扬修来见。好，是这样。
结果一演，应该说是一炮打响。
Both the depth of characterization and the innovations in performance technique were widely welcomed. Sheng Cheng-rong's experiment had proved a success.
到谢幕的时候，观众也疯了。我跟严兴鹏，跟马克导演，热泪拥眶而出。曹阳不仅是一台好戏。 朝阳也是一种精神。
The plaudits Sheng received for Cao Cao and Young Shu, including a second Plum Blossom Award, encouraged him to be even more experimental with his next project, The Incorruptible Official You. Making his stage debut with his father when just 5 years old. At 19, he went to Shaanxi, and at 48, he risked all in the move to Shanghai. The 72-year-old will never quit the opera stage.
我给大家唱一段传统京戏，就是包龙图打坐开封府。好。 对不起，我不要，谢谢。驸马爷今天看端枪上去捉，秦将那年份12岁的壮个当场，驸马郎的几只王了猛虎张儿后虎男儿赵东闯，将闯之家只踩了夜的大堂上。
我觉得演员，你的职业就是要做艺术上的奉献，你就要有作品，你就要把你的戏送到舞台，送到基层，送到千家万户，这就是演员的天职。
说死往生床，
Tan Yuan Shou was born to one of the great families of Peking opera. When his stage career seemed as if it was going to be cut short, he found himself imprisoned in an epic role while most of his contemporaries were barred from the stage. Please join us for episode 3 of Peking Opera Behind the Greasepaint.